Hello everyone. Today we'll be starting with one of the poem in English literature for the kids of Standard 2. The name of the poem is The Song of the Engine by Christine Weatherly. Children, I hope every one of you must have traveled by train some or the other time, right? So this poem is mainly based on the engine of the train. Therefore, its name is The Song of the Engine. Now let's start with the poem, children, coming up to the first stanza. When you travel on the railway and the lines go up the hill, just listen to the engine as it pulls you with a will. Children, in this particular stanza, the poet is trying to tell us that when you are traveling on the railway and the lines are going up the hill, children, you must be knowing that when the engine of the train is going up the hill, it becomes very difficult for it to go up the hill as it is trying all its strength and effort to pull it up the hill. And therefore, at that particular time, we must listen to the engine as it is pulling you with the will. Coming up to the second stanza. Though it goes so very slowly, it sings this little song. I think I can, I think I can. And so it goes along. Children, in this second stanza, the poet is trying to tell us that though the engine of the train is going very slowly, at that time it is singing this little song which says, I think I can, I think I can, and it goes along. Coming up to the third stanza. But later on the journey, when you are going down a hill, the train requires no pulling and the engines singing still. In the third stanza, the poet is trying to tell us that later on the journey, when the engine of the train is going down a hill, the train requires no pulling. Children, why doesn't it require any pulling? Because when something is going down, it doesn't require any strength or effort. It automatically comes down. So, in the same way, the engine of the train also requires no pulling. And therefore, at that particular time, the engines continues singing still. Coming up to the fourth stanza. If you listen very quietly, you will hear the little song. I thought I could, I thought I could. And so it speeds along. In this last stanza, the poet is trying to tell us that we must listen very quietly and you will hear the little song which says, I thought I could, I thought I could. And therefore the engine of the train increases its speed along. Coming up to the opposites of the poem. First, up. The opposite of the word up will be down. Second, slowly, quickly. Third, goes, comes. Fourth, quietly, noisily. Lastly, the opposite of the word listen will be speak. Coming up to the word meaning. Children, in this poem, there is only one word meaning, that is of speeds along, and its meaning will be moves faster. Coming up to the rhyming words. Rhyming words are those words which have the same sound and end up with the same letter. Example, the first one, hill. The rhyming word for the word hill will be sill and will, because they have the same sound and they end up with the same letter too. That is L. Second, here, fear and tear. Third, down, clown and town. Fourth, train, The rhyming word for the word train will be main and chain. Lastly, think. The rhyming words for the word think will be ink and pink because they have the same sound and they end up with the same letter too. That is K. Children, I hope you have understood this poem properly. Thank you.